The Lost World of Ancient Egypt's Extinct Animals. Ancient Egypt's allure is undeniable. In 2015, the University of Michigan coined the term Egyptomania to describe the obsession many people have with this ancient civilization. Such fascination is understandable, considering Egypt's civilization was unparalleled, enduring for over 3,000 years. Typically, it's thought that ancient Egypt began in 3150 BC and ended in 30 BC, following Cleopatra's death and the establishment of Roman Egypt. Throughout its impressive existence, Egypt saw the creation of many inventions and innovations in nearly every field. However, they didn't just witness man-made wonders. Nature was more pristine and wild back then. In this video, we will dive into the lost world of ancient Egypt's extinct animals, revealing a world vastly different from the one we know today. Chapter 1. Barbery Lion. One such magnificent creature was the Barbery lion, also known as the Egyptian lion. This mighty feline was relatively widespread throughout Egypt, inhabiting deserts, mountainous areas, and the steppes bordering the Nile. It were giants, measuring over 8 feet, 2.4 meters, from head to tail, with some weighing as much as 660 pounds, 200 kilos, roughly 15% heavier than today's lions. Despite their size, these lions were not a distinct species or even a subspecies, but rather a specific population of Panthera leo, the northern lion. The relationship between the Barbery lion and ancient Egyptians was complex. Commoners seldom encountered these lions as they didn't live near human settlements, leading to the mystical belief that they guarded the kingdom from outsiders. However, occasional encounters, mainly through attacks on farmers or cattle, did happen. These instances were infrequent, so most people never saw these lions but understood them as the fiercest predators in the land, capable of taking down much larger prey like buffalo, wild boar, and even elephants. High society had a closer relationship with it, incorporating it into religion, art, and writings. Pharaohs often kept it as pets or trained them to guard their thrones and chariots. Sometimes they were buried alongside these great lions, as evidenced by a fully grown male found in the tomb of Tutankhamun's wet nurse. Pharaohs also hunted these lions to prove their bravery, best exemplified by Amenhotep III, who killed 102 lions in 10 years. Despite this, it eventually vanished from Egypt due to increasing aridity, desertification, and hunting, bringing an end to this majestic feline in the region. Its impressive physical attributes and fearsome reputation made it a symbol of power and dominance. This symbolism was not lost on the ancient Egyptians, who incorporated the lion into their iconography and mythology. The lion's image was used in various forms of art, from sculptures and reliefs to jewelry and amulets. The Sphinx, with its lion's body and human head, is perhaps the most famous example of this integration, symbolizing strength, wisdom, and protection. Pharaohs, in particular, sought to emulate the lion's qualities in their rule. The lion's association with royalty and divinity made it a fitting symbol for kingship. Pharaohs were often depicted in lion hunting scenes, demonstrating their bravery and prowess. This ritualistic hunting served as a testament to their strength and ability to protect and lead their people. The hunting of Barbery lions was not only a display of power, but also a practical means of managing the lion population and protecting livestock. These hunts were organized and recorded, with detailed accounts of the number of lions killed. Amenhotep III's record of killing 102 lions in 10 years stands as a testament to the significance of these hunts in royal life. The Barbery lion's decline in Egypt was a result of several factors. The increasing aridity and desertification of the region reduced the availability of prey and suitable habitats for the lions. Human activities, including hunting and habitat encroachment, further contributed to their disappearance. By the time of the Roman period, it was already a rarity in Egypt, eventually becoming extinct in the region. Chapter 2. Orox. Another impressive animal that once roamed ancient Egypt was the aurochs, Bos primigenius, a species of cattle considered the wild ancestors of modern cows. Unlike their domesticated descendants, aurochs were giants, weighing anywhere from 3/4 of a ton to over 1.5 tons, making them more comparable to bison than cows. They had long, slender legs and stocky, muscular necks and torsos, with horns far larger than those of domesticated cattle. This all painted a picture of one mean cow, and indeed it was, thanks to a personality that matched its menacing appearance. Aurochs were well known for being less docile than modern cows, and would even regularly kill each other during mating seasons. Despite their ferocity, aurochs played an integral role in ancient Egyptian society. They were primarily valued for the meat they provided through hunting, which also helped the economy as meat and bones could be sold in markets. There is evidence that aurochs were kept in small groups to be relied upon for resources. The aurochs' temperament and size made them symbols of power and prowess within Egyptian culture. Its significance extended beyond their physical attributes. Their presence in the wild represented a challenge and a resource for ancient Egyptians. Hunting aurochs required skill and bravery, and successful hunts provided not only meat but also hides and bones, which were used for various purposes, including tools, clothing, and trade. The economic value of aurochs hunting contributed to the prosperity of ancient Egyptian communities. It also had a symbolic role in Egyptian religion and mythology. Their strength and fierceness made them symbols of power and dominance, qualities that were admired and revered. This is reflected in Egyptian art and iconography, where aurochs are often depicted in hunting scenes, showcasing the bravery and prowess of the hunters. The aurochs image was also used in religious contexts, representing divine strength and protection. The domestication of cattle from aurochs was a significant milestone in ancient Egyptian agriculture. Domesticated cattle provided a reliable source of meat, milk, and labour, transforming the agricultural practices and economy of ancient Egypt. However, the wild aurochs continued to exist alongside their domesticated counterparts, maintaining their role as a symbol of untamed power and resilience. The decline of the aurochs in Egypt was a gradual process influenced by human activities and environmental changes. Habitat loss due to expanding agriculture and human settlements reduced the available territory for aurochs. Additionally, hunting pressure and competition with domesticated cattle further contributed to their decline. By the time of the Roman period, aurochs had disappeared from Egypt, with their last populations surviving in other parts of Europe and Asia until the early modern period. Chapter 3. Bennu heron. The Bennu heron, also known as the Bennu, was an extinct species of heron that once inhabited ancient Egypt. This heron was extremely distinct from others of its kind due to its record-breaking size. Fossils and Egyptian art show that adults routinely stood taller than humans, averaging about 6.6 feet, 2 meters, in height. If it were alive today, the Bennu heron would be considered the tallest bird capable of flight, dethroning the current champion, the Saris crane. It also had an impressive wingspan, measuring over 8.9 feet, 2.7 meters, which is 34% larger than the wingspan of an ostrich, Earth's current heaviest bird. Paleontologists believe that this heron inhabited the wetland areas of the Nile River and feasted on a mix of fish, turtles, amphibians, small mammals, snakes, and even baby sharks. Its size and stature seem to have left a profound impact on the ancient Egyptians, as many think that Bennu, the ancient Egyptian deity who represents the sun, creation, and rebirth, was inspired by this great heron. This connection likely led to the Bennu heron receiving much worship, especially in Heliopolis, an ancient city that was the cult center of Bennu. It was not only significant in religious symbolism, but also in practical aspects of ancient Egyptian life. Its presence in the wetlands played a role in the ecosystem, contributing to the balance of aquatic and terrestrial life. The heron's diet, which included a variety of fish and small animals, helped control the populations of these species, maintaining the ecological equilibrium of the Nile River's wetland habitats. The association of the Bennu heron with the deity Bennu underscores the bird's importance in Egyptian cosmology and religious practices. It was often depicted as a heron standing on a benben stone, a primordial mound of creation in Egyptian mythology. This imagery symbolized the bird's role in the creation and renewal of life, linking it to the cycles of the sun and the Nile's annual flooding. The heron's life cycle, characterized by its migratory patterns and return to the same nesting sites, may have inspired the myth of its rebirth and regeneration. In addition to its religious significance, it was also represented in Egyptian art and hieroglyphs. The bird's distinctive appearance, with its long legs and neck, made it a recognizable and powerful symbol. It was depicted in various artistic forms, from temple carvings and paintings to amulets and jewelry. These representations served both decorative and symbolic purposes, reinforcing the heron's association with divine power and the natural world. Despite its revered status, it faced challenges that led to its extinction. Overhunting by humans likely played a significant role in the decline of its population. The heron's large size and valuable feathers made it a target for hunters who sought its meat and plumage. Additionally, habitat degradation due to human activities such as agriculture and urban development reduced the availability of suitable nesting and feeding grounds for the heron. By 1800 BC, the Bennu heron had disappeared from the fossil record, marking the end of its existence in ancient Egypt. The loss of this magnificent bird was a significant blow to the region's biodiversity and cultural heritage. However, its legacy endures through the religious and artistic symbols that continue to captivate our imagination. Chapter 4. Maum Goose. The Maum Goose, also known as the Maum Goose, is an enigmatic species that lived alongside the Bennu heron. In nearly every way, it was a normal goose, sharing the same diet and similar habitats. However, it differed in its unique coloration, which set it apart from other geese. It is remarkable because it is the only animal ever discovered through art, with no bones belonging to it having been found to date. This monumental discovery is based on a 4600-year-old piece of artwork, which has been named Egypt's Mona Lisa. The artwork depicts geese being trapped by a clapnet and then given as an offering to a royal subject. This suggests that ancient Egyptians likely hunted these geese and used them as offerings. Some ornithologists believe that it may represent an artistic rendition of a red-breasted goose, but the patterns in the artwork do not match exactly. This has led to the idea that it was likely a different species, one that has since gone extinct. Its discovery through art highlights the meticulous nature of ancient Egyptian artists and their attention to detail. The depiction of the geese in the artwork is so precise that it has allowed modern researchers to identify the species and speculate about its existence. This level of accuracy in art is a testament to the importance of wildlife in ancient Egyptian culture and the artist's ability to capture the essence of their natural surroundings. The use of geese in offerings reflects their significance in ancient Egyptian religious practices. Birds were often associated with various deities and were considered messengers between the mortal world and the divine. The act of offering geese to a royal subject indicates their value and the belief that they held spiritual significance. The presence of the Maum Goose in such a context suggests that it was revered and possibly had symbolic meanings that are now lost to history. The lack of physical evidence for it presents a challenge for researchers. Without bones or other remains, it is difficult to determine the exact characteristics and behaviors of this species. However, the detailed artwork provides valuable insights into its appearance and the role it played in ancient Egyptian society. The unique coloration depicted in the art suggests that it had distinctive features that made it stand out from other geese, contributing to its importance in religious and cultural contexts. Chapter 5. North African Elephant. It was a subspecies of the African bush elephant, much smaller than its counterparts, with fully matured adults being more comparable to Asian elephants than African ones. These elephants had proportionately large ears and concave backs, giving them a distinct appearance. In the early days of ancient Egypt, they could be found throughout the kingdom within grasslands, savannas, forests, deserts, swamps, and highlands. Despite their impressive range of habitats, they were never particularly common in ancient Egypt, having experienced years of population loss beforehand. By 2900 BC, they had fully vanished from the area that makes up present-day Egypt. The extinction of North African elephants in Egypt was exacerbated by human activities. While living alongside them, Egyptians despised these elephants for consuming their crops and causing destruction to small structures and agriculture. This led to efforts to drive elephants out of their natural habitats or kill them outright. The elephants' precious tusks didn't help their cause either, as Egyptians prized ivory for carvings, leading to more killings. There is some speculative evidence that elephants were also kept in training camps, which likely didn't help their numbers. The role of African elephants extended beyond their interactions with humans. These elephants played a significant part in the ecosystems they inhabited, contributing to the health and diversity of their environments. Their movements through forests and grasslands helped to shape the landscape, creating pathways and promoting the growth of various plant species. Their feeding habits influenced vegetation patterns, and their dung provided nutrients that supported a range of organisms. Despite their ecological importance, the relationship between North African elephants and ancient Egyptians was fraught with conflict. The elephant's tendency to raid crops and damage property made them a nuisance to farmers and settlers. Their size and strength meant that even accidental encounters could result in significant destruction. This antagonistic relationship led to systematic efforts to eliminate elephants from human-inhabited areas. The use of elephants in war and entertainment also contributed to their decline. Elephants were valued for their strength and size, making them formidable opponents in battle. The Ptolemaic and Roman periods saw the use of elephants in military campaigns and as attractions in gladiatorial games. These uses further reduced their populations and hastened their extinction in the region. The loss of the African elephant had significant ecological and cultural implications for ancient Egypt. Ecologically, their absence altered the landscapes they once roamed, affecting the plant and animal communities that relied on the elephant's presence. The disappearance of these large herbivores led to changes in vegetation structure and composition, which in turn impacted other species within the ecosystem. Culturally, the extinction of the African elephant marked the end of an era where humans and these majestic creatures coexisted, albeit contentiously. The ivory trade persisted, but without local elephants, Egyptians had to rely on imports from other regions. This shift had economic implications and changed the dynamics of trade networks. Chapter 6. Bubal Hartebeest. The bubal hartebeest, Alcelaphus bucelaphus bucelaphus, was a species of antelope that once roamed the grasslands and savannas of ancient Egypt. Known for its distinctive lyre-shaped horns and reddish-brown coat, the bubal hartebeest was an important part of the region's fauna. These antelopes were social animals, living in herds that grazed on grasses and shrubs, playing a significant role in the ecosystem by maintaining the balance of vegetation. In ancient Egypt, the IT was both hunted and revered. It was depicted in various forms of art, including tomb paintings and carvings, reflecting its significance in Egyptian culture. The antelope's graceful form and speed made it a symbol of swiftness and agility, qualities that were admired and celebrated. Hunting of the bubal hartebeest provided meat and hides, which were valuable resources for the ancient Egyptians. The antelope's horns and bones were used for making tools and ornaments. However, overhunting, combined with habitat loss due to expanding agriculture and human settlements, led to a decline in their population. It eventually became extinct in Egypt, with the last known individuals surviving until the early 20th century in other parts of North Africa. The extinction of hartebeest had ecological repercussions, disrupting the balance of the grasslands they once inhabited. These antelopes played a crucial role in grazing and seed dispersal, influencing plant growth and distribution. Their disappearance led to changes in the vegetation dynamics, affecting other herbivores and predators in the ecosystem. Culturally, the loss of the booble hartebeest marked the end of a species that had been integral to the lives and traditions of ancient Egyptians. The antelope's depictions in art serve as a testament to its once prominent place in the natural and cultural landscape of Egypt. The extinction of the booble hartebeest highlights the long-standing impact of human activities on wildlife and the importance of sustainable practices to preserve biodiversity. Step into the forgotten realm of ancient Egypt's vanished creatures, where lions ruled and herons soared. Don't miss out on the adventure. Hit that like button, share with fellow history buffs, and subscribe for more captivating content. Let's keep the exploration alive and continue unraveling the mysteries of the past. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey. Stay curious, stay tuned, and let's discover more together.